Hello everybody, welcome to our live studio show here on MXGPTV.com with me, Paul Malin and Lisa Leyland. It's round 4 of the F1 Motocross World Championship. We are at the MXGP of Sardegna in the deep sands of Rio Sardo. Coming up on today's show in MX2, we've got Julius Mikula, we've got Alberto Forato from MXGP and team manager from Kawasaki Racing Team MXGP, Antti Pyrhönen. But before we check in with today's guests, Lisa Leyland, here we are once again. Switzerland was a very distant memory.
Yes.
2 weeks ago, very cold, wet, miserable, drizzly, sleet, snow. We had everything. Completely different here today. It's going to be a hot one. 26 at the moment, only getting warmer.
I can get used to this, Paul. I mean, it's almost like a holiday vibe, isn't it?
It's not a holiday.
Well, certainly isn't for the riders, that's for sure. But you got the beach there, you got the sand. I can smell some sun cream.
And that's just out on the track.
But it's going to be far for relaxing for these guys.
Absolutely.
It's going to be quite the opposite, I think.
Well, shall we bring in our first guest, who's had a few laps around the track, Julius Mikula of Sitka MX team. Not a new team for him, actually. He rode there a couple of years ago, but he's back now, the Czech rider on a Czech team. Good to see you, Julius, and welcome to Sardinia. Like I said, new year, new bike, not a new team, though. Back with Sitka, is it nice to be back home with that kind of familiarity, you know, with that Czech family vibe around you?
Yeah, definitely. I really enjoy with the time with the team because they are more like family team for me. So I'm happy I'm with them because I trust them and everything is quite fine with them, and I like a lot.
How was your off season? Because you know, back in the last year, I mean, you were a factory rider last year with TM and stuff like that. But what did you feel, or did you feel there were things that you needed to work on in the off-season? Because part of this journey, it's all about learning, improving, and all those things. So your journey in the off-season and also going back to a home team, were there things that you needed to work on? Maybe one specific thing? If so, what was that?
Yeah, no, like, not exactly one specific thing, because I want to train like everything and get better with everything I do, not just one specific thing, because I didn't think I have just one big like mistake or like one big thing I do wrong. So I just need to improve like everything. So that's what we did, and how it will come out, we will see like through the year. From the this year was so far not so bad, just with the two DNFs because of some technical issues because of my crash in Argentina and Switzerland, but otherwise was pretty good year so far.
Yeah, well, that was my next question. In fact, before we talk a little bit more in detail about the first 3 rounds, are you happy with your riding?
Yeah, I mean, could be always better. I cannot say it's the best right now. So yeah, I can improve every time, but so far I'm quite happy with the ride, what I'm doing on the track. I think I'm showing pretty good speed and also pretty good consistent like pace with the other guys. So yeah, we will see about today, but so far was quite all right.
Yeah. Cool. Well, opening round in Argentina. First of all, did you like the track there? Because it did look throughout the weekend like you enjoyed it, especially in this qualifying race. You looked like you felt comfortable and you were having a good time out there.
Yeah, the qualifying race was a bit better than the race day for me. Like the layout was really nice. I really enjoyed the layout of the track. The ground was pretty strange. I didn't see this type of ground much actually, because it was quite slippery and also quite dusty a lot. So you didn't actually feel when you touching the berms. The berms were like extremely soft, and when you hit them too hard, then they just gave up on you and you went outside. So it was for sure like sometimes frustrating when you hit the berm and the berm just get away from you. So but no, it was quite all right. Also, I like the surrounding and everything was really nice. From the hall was nice.
Yeah. Apart from, and you mentioned it a moment ago, the technical problem in the first race, but in the qualifying race and the second race, you had 2 top 10 finishes. Were you happy with that for the first round and a good place to build? Because from outside looking in, that's good consistency to start with at the first round.
Yeah, like for sure was really good. For the consistency was really good. I cannot say I didn't expect that, because I think I have the skill and the speed for sure, but to do it like right on the first gate drop was nice to do. Yeah.
Okay, well, in Spain, Andalusia, another top 10 result for you. From that, do you feel that perhaps the hard work you put in during the winter is actually starting to pay off?
Yeah, like definitely with the consistent top 10 I was really happy with that. However, in Spain with the first moto, I didn't feel really good. I felt quite bad actually. I don't know why, but I was just off the pace of everyone and right not so good, I think. But the second race, I turned around a lot. I think I rode really good times. And
what did you do then? Did you change something, some settings on the bike, or you just had a better feeling in general?
Actually, yeah, we changed a bit, but not like some crazy big difference. So, I mean, I just felt better and I wanted to like do it for myself, like revenge for the first moto, because yeah, I just went for the second moto with like, yeah, now I'm gonna just do what I can do and
send it.
Yeah. And I start also pretty bad, like really far away, and I was like, yeah, so now I can just do better now. It's no going back from here on.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the last round in Switzerland, difficult conditions for everyone with the weather. But in general, how did you find that weekend?
Oh, Switzerland, actually, I mean, for the
and tell us about this moment, by the way.
Oh, this type, it was scary one. I didn't expect him to land so close, but I mean, it's racing. I know going for the gap is always, you have to do it, but that one
Actually, when we spoke yesterday, you said you just sensed that he was there, and you actually took off a little bit to the right, which is a good job you did.
Yeah, like I didn't hear him on the straight actually, and on the landing was only one line on the left, so I was like, yeah, we all landing to the left, so I hope he's not gonna send it so far. Then we take off, and I just had a really strange feeling. I feel like somebody's flying over me, and I was like, no, let's go a little bit to the right. And then he just landed next to me, and I was like, oh, luckily I moved a bit.
Yeah.
But the riding in general last weekend was good?
Yeah, the riding was pretty good. The second moto was good because the first moto I did just 2 laps. Then I have a little contact with other rider and my handlebar snapped in half. So I couldn't rejoin. So yeah, that's a shame. But yeah, the track was quite nice actually with the rain. I think it helped a lot because when we started the first day with the warm-up and stuff like that, it was pretty dry, I think, and really soft and just wide open most of the places.
It's one of the things that most riders say, the dirt there in Switzerland is good.
Yeah, the dirt was amazing. You can like lean the bike so far from like sliding off. So
did you get your knee down, MotoGP style?
No, but I touched with the handlebar 2 or 3 times.
Nice, bar drag.
Yeah.
Nice.
Skills. Well, here we are, look, in Spain, in Sardinia, back in the sand. What are your feelings on this track? Is it one that you enjoy riding? Is this kind of condition more to your liking, to your riding style, or not really?
Like, I prefer more like Switzerland type of tracks, like really hard one and
so no.
with ruts. But like, I cannot say I don't enjoy this, but I think it's just not the, we will see. I cannot say maybe, maybe feel bad at the moment, but maybe it will be the best weekend of the year. So you never know. So I will keep my head like open to this, but yeah, we will see how it goes.
Cool, perfect. Well, look, Julius, thanks for joining us here, Osicka MX team, and all the best this weekend and for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Before we catch up with our next guest, of course, Alberto Forato, let's take a look at some action going back to Andalusia from behind the gate, ruling the waves, episode 3. See you in a moment. First thing we noticed when we got to Spain for the MXGP of Andalusia was how sandy it was. But then when the riders started putting in their laps and everything else, it became quite apparent that it wasn't consistently sand all the way around. Yes, there was a sandy top, but there was also a hard crust on one half of the track compared to the other half, so working their way back towards the finish. And that made the track edgy, unpredictable, and if the track crew were going to leave the track bumpy after Saturday, then we were going to be in for some great racing on Sunday, because we would have a rough track, an unpredictable track, and one that would really sort the men out from the boys. So in terms of a first-time effort, I was looking forward to seeing what this track could offer up.
Ruben Fernandez is now the longest-standing member of the otherwise new-look Honda HRC Petronas team. He took 3 podiums last year to finish 4th overall in the World Championship standings. But this year, there are new arrivals to the class, which means it will be quite difficult for Ruben to match those results. He has had a GP victory in the past, but that was 3 years ago now. And I think it's fair to say that he really does need some solid results this year to really keep that factory MXGP status.
Hello everybody, welcome back to our live studio show here on MXGPTV.com with me, Paul Malin and Lisa Leyland. We're in Sardinia, the deep sands of Riola Sardo for the MXGP of Sardinia. Alberto Forato joins me now, Fantic Factory Racing MXGP. Albi, good to see you.
Thank you
the
so
big
much.
man is
Hi,
back.
everyone.
He's in holiday vibe, Paul. I told you. Look, he's got the flip-flops
Yeah,
on.
they said me, hey, we go to Sardinia, to see everything, good weather, hot, then I get ready for it, eh?
Ankle bracelet.
Top.
He's got the palm tree tattooed on his wrist there.
I'm ready, I'm ready. No jokes here.
Full gas, full gas. Well, look, brand new season, new bike, new team. How is Fantic life, first of all, for you? And how is sort of like the bike and the team? Because you look comfortable, I've got to say.
Actually, it was a big change, yes, as you said, everything new. So, yeah, we started like the winter pretty late because of my injury, but then I started riding more and more, and actually I'm feeling more comfy every time. We are working a lot with the team and with Fantic itself, like all together. It's a big team actually, because half in Italy, half in Belgium, and yeah, we are quite a good group and we are pushing for it. And actually I'm feeling good on the bike, still not perfect, also like myself, but I'm getting into it and I'm really happy about it.
So, in terms of living, where are you living? Are you, because obviously the team base is in Belgium next to Lommel. You said the team is split between Italy and Belgium. Are you living in Belgium? If so, how is Belgium life? You've got to be loving it. Of like weather, all the sand.
So, next question? No,
Do you know
I'm
what?
joking, I'm
I was
joking.
leaving Switzerland and I was like, oh, are you flying tonight? I said, yeah, I'm going back to Barcelona. I said, where are you going? He goes, Lommel, Belgium.
I was ready to
Belgium,
drive.
and his face just dropped. He goes, do you want to come to Belgium? I was like, no.
No, actually, I'm living in Belgium.
You sound really enthusiastic.
No, now like with these 2 races, I try to stay a bit here in Italy, but actually no, it's not that bad. But we had like the winter actually was pretty disaster. Everything was closed,
Yeah, but everywhere,
underwater.
all over Europe was the same.
Oh.
Even here was closed in the winter.
Yes, but then I was just riding there in Grevenbroich, and like I moved to Belgium, and after 1 week they said, hey, we have to go back to Italy because here it's
too much.
not possible to ride.
I can't survive.
Yeah,
Everything
pack the
underwater.
clothes again.
Pack everything back, and then, but yeah, for sure it's different, really different, but it's okay,
Yeah.
it's good.
Cool.
Well, apart from living in Belgium, it's actually been quite a steady start to the season for you, hasn't it? And you look like you're improving all the time. Are you happy with the improvements you're making gradually?
Yes, actually, yes. The plan was like for first around 4 or 5 GPs, depends, to get step by step, and then try to be good at that time. Of course, it need time. After the last 2 seasons I had was really tough.
Yeah.
And at the beginning I didn't thought so, but after I figured out more and more what it meant to have those 2 seasons, so for sure I'm happy to be step by step better and better. I'm still for sure not where I want to be, of course, but we are on the plan, so everything is pretty okay. It's going to be a long season anyway.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, the past 2 seasons have been tough, and you missed a lot of that due to injury, especially in 2025. like you said, you're not 100% yet, but are you getting there? And is that why we're seeing those improvements in your racing?
For sure, yes. Actually, what we planned, as I said, like to go step by step, no rush things, because makes no sense at this point.
Some of it is confidence as well, though. More time on the bike and this kind of thing, just getting that feeling back, isn't it?
Yes, actually also like more racing under the belt and everything. That's I feel quite a lot that every race I feel different, and I feel better and better. So yeah, that's like a lovely way.
Yeah. Well, last time out in Switzerland, qualifying race. 9th in the qualifying, then 6th and 9th, 7th overall. That's your best result since Finland, you know, last year, where round 13. So, you know, it's coming back, the consistency is coming back. Were you happy with the way you rode on a track which was difficult at times and very tricky?
Yeah, I was pretty happy, actually. I like those conditions, really tricky and tough, actually, for everything, for the bike, for the body, for everything. But really technical, so that's I really like. So, yeah, I was pretty happy. I was pretty happy. Like, whenever you ask me, I would say, yeah, it's pretty okay. I would never say, I'm super happy.
Yeah.
Only one way that I'm going to say this, but...
you always want more, don't you?
Yes,
You always want to improve more.
But other than that, I'm quite happy about the races.
Okay. Well, that said, you obviously feel comfortable in the bike. You like the new team, the new setup around you. What is your goals? Considering the last 2 years have been pretty tough, very tough, what is your goal for 2026 season?
For sure, it's like to go back at my 100% and better, and be consistent, and first of all, be there at every race, safe, and be ready to push. That's the main goal, and then consistency will pay off, and then we see where we get.
Kind of like a home GP this weekend. We've got actually 2 on Italian soil. Next week in Trentino, coming back here as well in Sardinia. Bit of sand surfing. Are you ready for it? Because actually, for an Italian, you ride the sand very well, so you must be looking forward to this one this weekend.
Actually, yes. Like now also living in Belgium, I'm riding more, but of course, I'm pretty okay on the sand. I like it. This weekend with the first heat and everything, gonna be a special race. Neriola always tough, but I'm trying to dig deep and go for it as much as possible.
In terms of the 2 Italian races here in Sardinia and Trentino next week, do you have a preference which circuit might suit you best? Do you prefer riding this one or because Trentino can also be quite technical in some places. So
for sure, I'm pretty sure that Arco is like, and then it's also like 1.5 hours from my place. So also the environment there and everything is pretty different than here. Eh? But yeah, both. But actually, I would prefer Arco.
Talking to some of the riders just really quickly, Julius and other people around the paddock. Sand here, even though they do a fantastic job, this weekend, like watered last night, all of this morning, but it's drying out quite quickly. So it's not like quite heavy sand at the moment, is it? And very, what would you say, quite loose, quite slippery, unpredictable?
Like, it's really unpredictable, actually, sorry. And like, it slide off, and then like we see, because I think it's going to change a lot during the day. And the bumps at the moment are like difficult to judge and everything, because you don't know if the sand will hold you or it's going to be more like Argentina soil, and it's a bit tricky, but I think it's going to work out good.
Cool. Well, look, Alberto Forato, thanks for joining us here this weekend. Have a fantastic time, and next week and the rest of the season, of course. Good to see you back. Good to see you back, and good form as well, by the way. Good humour. Anyway, before we meet our final guest, thanks to Alberto Forato, Antti Pyrhönen coming in a moment. More from Behind the Gate, Rolling the Waves, episode 3, and some MX2 action. Guillaume Ferrez getting his first ever race win. Enjoy. Looks like maybe Langenfelder, but then ran out of room, and Sasha Kuhnen up the inside. It was very, very tight either way, but Kuhnen leads immediately. Issues on the opening lap through the first few corners. He was down in around about 20th position. He's had to come in for some running repairs. He's going to go out and rejoin the race. Heartbreak for the Spaniard. fighting over fifth. They are about 8-9 seconds behind Langenfelder. And Velan looking serious here. Yeah, they're telling Perez to come in. He'll do a lap in cruise mode. He's obviously got issues. And that is a shame for Guillaume Perez. McClellan works it out in the end. Carves his way up the inside, moves into second on lap 11. He now has clear track. Can he do anything about Sasha Kunin? He doesn't need to. He just wants to go after that race win. McClellan hooks another gear, breezes past the Red Bull KTM, takes over the lead. 2 positions in 2 laps for the number 8. Standout performance so far. Triumph Racing MX2 factory team is going to take his 2nd career race win, his 5th podium, his 1st as a Grand Prix winner in MX2, and the 1st for Triumph. Hello everybody, welcome back to the final part of our live studio show here on MXGPTV.com with me, Paul Malin, and Lisa Leyland. Our final guest joins us now, Antti Pyrhönen, of course, team manager for Kawasaki Racing Team MXGP. Antti, great to see you, and how are you enjoying this?
Paul, you have to tread lightly with Antti. Don't go in all guns blazing with the questions, because he was a little bit dubious about coming on.
Oh yeah,
we had the conversation yesterday. I said, we'll go gently.
Yeah, no, it's great to be here, Paul and Lisa, so thank you for invitation.
Nice and warm compared to 2 weeks ago. That makes a big difference.
Way better.
Yeah. We had a weekend off last week, but there was still some racing. How was that Dutch International? It looked like there were great crowds, and maybe good to get some intel for this race this weekend.
Absolutely. So actually the race was on Monday.
Yeah.
So it was a typical Dutch track, you know, heavy sand and deep ruts, and all the takeoffs very demanding and gnarly. So yeah, absolutely great training and preparation for this. Nevertheless, you know, you can do the international races, sand races, like anywhere in the world, but when you come to Rio Asado, Sardinia, that's still something else, you know. Yeah. So something that you need to be ready for something that it's not expected even, you know. So the last 10 minutes here is like very demanding. Yeah,
and also with this heat. Before we talk about your 3 riders that you've got this year, 2026 has been quite interesting at the moment, hasn't it? What is your general view of the championship so far, from what you've seen racing-wise?
Yeah, it's been a great season, you know, like all the top riders, they are healthy, you know, so that makes a huge difference to championship, and every manufacturer are definitely investing and working hard, you know, like endless to preparation to be there, you know, and for us as well, you know, like it has been a solid start. Only, let's say, mishap we had was in Spain, second moto with Roman, you know, he had an unfortunate crash, but luckily that he wasn't injured more on it. So generally solid start, not exactly what we have been expecting, but it's such a long season, you know, that you need to take it as it comes. All the highs and lows, you know, you need to accept it and just focus forward.
Well, they say, obviously, you come in at the moment as defending champions, world champions, you know, from last year with Roman and everything. They say it's harder to defend the title than to win the title. Has that been particularly the case so far? Has it been quite a tough start to the season, or actually, apart from that one little mistake, not too bad?
I would say, you know, winning a title or defend it, it's always heavy. Yeah. You know, it's always difficult and demanding. The season is so long, you know, competition is heavy, so you know, you go through maybe some minor injuries and you need to still keep going, or a rider might be sick at some rounds and you just need to still race and get the maximum points, you know. So for me, you know, it's very important that whenever it's at those extreme highs or lows, you know, you need to stabilize it and Monday continue the work and always just keep grinding and make best out of it. And that's the way eventually towards the title, you know, like you cannot get overexcited of one single win, which is great. But on the other hand, some races you might finish P7 or something, and you need to take it as it comes, and the work continues all the time until Australia. Yeah. And for us, like the start of the season, you know, Roman did a podium, almost won in Argentina, so of course it was great start, and then. Only thing, let's say, what was unfortunate was the Spain second moto, but luckily enough he wasn't injured, so we can continue the fight.
Sure. Yeah, and just picking up on what you said there, Antti, on paper Roman is 6th, but that doesn't actually tell the full story, does it? I mean, he's close to a race win in Argentina, like you said. He's been top 5 in races apart from in Andalusia with that crash. How was he after that crash?
For sure, it was a heavy hit, you know, like everybody could see it even on TV, you know, it was a proper hit, and you don't recover of hit like that, you know, within few days, and that's the reality. But he's so strong, you know, mentally and physically, and so much experience that even, you know, after that heavy crash Sunday, he was still able to manage Swiss race very, very well. So. Yeah, generally we need to keep continuing and keep working.
Yeah, and let's move on to Paul's Jonas. Unlucky with the restart in Argentina and a small technical issue in race 2 in Switzerland. Again, he's 11th in the points, but that's not really a true reflection of where he should be, though.
And I was talking to him about that this morning, and I said, you know, 11th in the thing, but you know, like you should be higher than that. And he said, oh, I feel amazing. Like I'm fit, I'm fast, I've got good speed and everything else. So he's not too bothered about that.
No, indeed. So little bit unfortunate, you know, because Paul deserves better results. Yes. Like he's putting in the work. He has the ability, like it was visible even in Argentina at the opening round. Unfortunate came red flag, you know, when he was P4, I think. Yeah. So, and then in Switzerland, rock between a frame and a brake pedal, you know, it's just really, really bad luck. But nevertheless, you know, also with him, we need to keep the belief and just keep continuing, and it will eventually pay back.
How do you do that as a team manager? You know, like Roman comes in as defending champion. It's not going completely to plan, but he's never finished outside of the top 5 and just won DNF. And then you've got Jonas, who knows that he should be inside the top 10 somewhere, maybe 7 or 8. As a team manager, even after 3 rounds, how do you deal with that and just say, you know, is it a case of you have the speed, you have this, you have that, everything is good? How do you keep that energy going?
You summarized it quite well, you know, like you just need to try to take the positives, analyze where we can improve, like after every weekend, and then Monday continue the work. Yeah. This is like just how we did it last year as well, you know. Roman did wins or podiums. We analyzed what was positive, we took the positives, and kept working, you know, on the weaknesses we had. So that's the only thing going forward, and that's same with Roman, same with Pauls, Matis, with all those guys, and there is no shortcut. No. You just, as good as it goes, motocross is so brutal, unpredictable sport that you just need to keep focus and keep working, and then you will be successful.
Final 2 questions really quick, we've got about a minute.
Okay, let's just move on to Matis Valland. You touched upon him there. MX2, he's had pretty consistent start to the season, hasn't he? Are you pleased with his progression from last year and to this year?
Absolutely. So Matis, the talent, speed, ability there, everything's there. Also with him, you know, like can you believe he was going to his first ever MX2 race win in Switzerland, whole shot, and checked out, you know. He was like 12-second lead, 10 minutes to go, everything under control. Bad luck, he took on the left-hander the second rut. There was the famous stone, and off-rail.
The infamous stone.
Yeah, so that was it. It was really bad luck, but for me, he was the winner of that moto, so that was clear.
And that was a really strange incident as well, wasn't it?
But and just unlucky.
But you got to take the positives from that time when he was up front.
Absolutely out of that, you know, that he was leading the speed, consistency, that's the positive, but all the rest we can forget.
Yeah. Well, Antti, we are out of time, but you got your hands full, 3 riders in a couple of trucks there at Kawasaki, and yeah, have a good weekend, enjoy the rest of the season, and, you know, never know, probably catch up with you again a little bit later on in the year, and all of that. But thanks for stopping by today.
Thank you.
Thanks,
good to see you.
Thank you.
Right, before we go, just to let you know, we're not done here. We've got time practice coming up in about an hour's time with MX2, then straight into MXGP. We've got EMX 125 presented by FMF Racing, race 1, and of course EMX 250, and then the qualifying races later on today. And everything live tomorrow on MXGP TV. So from me, Paul Malin, from Lisa, thanks to Antti, to Alberto Forato and Julius Mikula. We'll see you in Trentino 1 weekend from now. Thanks for watching. See you then. Bye for now. Shall I put my teeth back in?
Attenzione perché aveva fatto un ottimo secondo intertempo, purtroppo ha perso qualcosa nel terzo.